So here we come down. Good, so let's just switch my timer on. Okay, so here we come down here. I've got my ankles, knees, hips and shoulders and wrists in a straight line. Just doing a little posture check here. Now, first of all, let's just bend the knees in a little bit to start with. So a little bit of a warm-up mobility first of all. So your core here, we engage the core in the same way we would in any other position. So we brace the core, drawing in. So we're not just pulling the belly button in, we're pulling in all the way around as if we've got a corset wrapped around right from our ribs down to our pelvis, and we're drawing that in from the back. We draw in, and if you're drawing in correctly, you should start to feel a bit of space here between your waist and the mat, enough to get your fingers through. So here we start to draw in through the core, so we've got control of the trunk of the body. And then all we're going to do here is just send this leg out. So we've got the top leg lifted here, and we're just going to take a small lift up, just to get a bit of movement into the hip. Flex the foot and a small extension forwards. So straight away, your core muscles are having to switch on here to stabilize. So keep this hand down in front of the chest. So don't come too far forwards. We're just getting a little bit of mobility here into the hip, waking up into that core. So notice I'm kind of gradually eking that leg a bit further forwards. So even though we're on our side, even though we're not necessarily using any impact, we still need to warm the muscles up, particularly in these legs, the glutes, everything. You know, there is a big heavy muscles that we're having to support here. So coming a bit further forwards. Good. Good, well done. Let's get that leg up a little bit higher, leg a little bit forwards here. So the further forwards I'm bringing this leg, the more I can feel my core activate now. I've still got this space here between the waist and the mat. That does take a bit of practice, so don't worry if you find that that's gone for you. Good, last one here, got to feel it in my glutes now. So let's just bring the knees in here, curl the knees in, and if you can feel it in the glutes, just step the foot back here, open into the hips, and that just releases a bit of tension. Good, now from here, send the legs away, and we're going to start off with a bit of oblique work. So the muscles running down the side of the body here, fantastic stabilizers, great for preventing injury to the back when moving through kind of lateral motions. So here we're going to squeeze the ankles and knees and inner thighs together, make everything active as if you're zipping all the way up. Take a breath in, and then on your exhale, inhale, lift. Now a lot can go wrong with this. So for example, we can end up leaning back on the bum a little bit, lifting the legs up. Now, not necessarily a bad thing in terms of training the core, but try to keep this neutral position here, and I'm going to give you an alternative way to make this a little bit more challenging. So squeezing up here, feeling these muscles here alive now. Now, if you want a little bit more intensity, move the legs forwards here. And if you need to make it a little bit easier, put a slight bend in the knees and then go. Yeah, so you take that weight out of the legs a little bit here. So you curl the knees up, but you need to bring the knees forwards. Good, so really I can feel a strong gap now between my waist and the mat. I've got that core tightly braced. Got this slight bend in my knees here, just to take a bit of weight out of the legs. And then I'm just lifting these knees up here. Good, again you might feel this in the glutes as well a little bit here, but you should be feeling it in the obliques. So try to bring those legs as far forward as you can. Good. Good, now from here relax those legs down, bring them all the way back here, and then you're going to come up onto your forearm. So we're going to work into this direction here. So we're going to start with the knees bent. Okay, so bring the heels in line with the bottom, and you're going to lift up here on both of the knees. So this is your easier option here. And then we're going to start to loop all the way under and lift. Loop. So you've got both knees down here, and now we're starting to activate into the deeper core muscles now, all the way round through the trunk of the body, so not just the obliques. So you need to get quite a good roll. You don't need to bring the hand down to the mat or the shoulder down. Now again, here we can make it a little bit more challenging, so we can send this top leg out so it's straight. You also get to strengthen the shoulder doing this as well. And then of course you can take both legs out here, so you're in a full side plank. Now use your breath, try not to retain the breath. Good, nice and long here. Good. Let's take one more here. And then bring the hips all the way down. Good. Now from here, we're going to stay on this, we're going to come back down here, give the forearm a little bit of a rest. So come all the way back down, and then from here, I want you to lift this top leg forwards, and you're going to glide it all the way forwards here. So again, activating into the glutes. Now if you need a little bend in the knee for support here, then go for it. And then from here, we're going to lift the leg all the way back up to the start, and then come down. Lift the leg back up and come down. So you're taking the leg back so it's over the bottom leg, and then forwards here. So again, the weight of this leg, forcing those core muscles to stabilize. Yes, so lifting up and lowering down. Again, keep that gap between your waist and the mat. Good, lifting up and come forwards. Good. So we're just going to take a couple more here. Good, last one. And then lower that leg all the way back down. And then you're going to come back up onto the forearm. So here, we're going to come up onto the knees. So make sure that you've got these heels just in line with your bottom here. So come up onto the knees here and extend into the top leg. Now try not to let the head come down. Hold it here, elbow under the shoulder. We're going to send this arm away and lift this top leg up. And then from here, you're going to squeeze in and extend. Squeeze in and extend. Nice and long. And extend. Keeping that chin in line with the chest here. Don't let that ear drop down to the shoulder. Good, nice and strong all the way through. Now, if you want to make this a bit more challenging, you can lift the bottom leg. So you're in that straight line again. Good. I can hear my hip clunking away. Good, two more. Good, well done. Lower those hips down. And then we're going to take one more exercise before we do all that over to the other side. So this is always a bit of a giggle. So you're going to squeeze your ankles, knees together. And you're going to take this arm up and over. Now interlink your thumbs. And you're going to lift your legs away from the floor here. Then you're going to lift your shoulder. And you're going to balance on your side. So you need a really strong length through the shoulders here. So you don't want to collapse down really long, as if you're being shot out of a cannon. You're nice and aerodynamic. Now what sometimes happens here is people end up rolling back onto their bum and they don't realise it. So they think, oh, I've got it, I'm balanced. So just check, make sure you are in that straight line, don't hold your breath. Really drawing through the core here. Hold it nice and strong. Good, last few seconds. My shoulders come down. And relax, sit down. Good, well done. Now come all the way round onto the other side. And we're just going to mobilise here before we do anything else. So set yourself up, nice and long. And make sure you've got ankles, knees and hips stacked. And then from here, again, if you need to pull this bottom knee in a little bit, that's fine. We're going to lift this leg up just about, let's say about a third of the way. Flex the foot, start to glide forwards a little bit. So as you move here, creating this space between your waist and the mat. Good, drawing in. So starting to increase the height of that leg now. Feeling as that leg comes forward, those core muscles really fired up to support the weight of that leg. So bring it further and further forwards. Goodness me, it's so hot again today. Sweating, got a sweaty top lip. Good, so let's just take a couple more here, get that leg a bit further forwards. Good, all the way up. And relax it down, step that foot back if you've got a bit of tension in the glutes you want to release. And then send the legs out here nice and straight. Have a quick check. And then here we go into this oblique lift here. So bracing through these core muscles, take a breath in, exhale. Inhale, lower, and lift. Good, so try not to roll back on your bottom here again. You might want to have a quick check partway through. Good, squeezing up here. And then of course, if you want to make this a bit more challenging, move the legs forwards. And again, if you need to take a bit of weight out of the legs, but you want those legs forward, so you're targeting the obliques, just put a little bend in the knee, it makes a big difference. And then you're kind of hitching up here, squeezing into the waist. Good. So oblique work is really important for stabilising. It's nice to have nice toned obliques. This isn't really about the aesthetics. This is much more about having strong, stable muscles that are supporting you, particularly through what we call kind of transverse or lateral movement. Good, a couple more here. Good. And then send those legs into a bit of a fold here with the heels in line with the bottom as you press up onto this elbow here. A lot of people really struggle with work on the elbow because it fatigues the shoulder, but it just takes time for the shoulder to get strong enough. And then we come all the way up here, nice and long. So holding a strong side plank, take a breath in, exhale, under we come. And lift. So really get that arm under here. You want to engage all of the muscles through the core here. And then from here, we can send that top leg away here. Start to make it a little bit more challenging, if you wish. Stay at whichever level suits you. And we always say it's about maintaining form in that level, so being able to do enough repetitions, but maintain form. And then of course here, we can come all the way up here into our side plank, twisting all the way underneath. Good, feeling those core muscles now. Really fired up. Good, couple more here. Last one. And then gently lower those hips all the way back down. And come down again, give the shoulder a break. Again, if you want to pull this bottom knee in for stability, lift this top leg up again, all the way forwards. And lift up. So the idea is that your obliques, obviously as well as your arm here, are stopping you from rolling forwards. So again, strong gap between your waist and the mat here as you bring that leg forwards. And there are lots more ways to work the core in side lying, but obviously we only have 15 minutes, of which we are at that time now. We're going to overrun. Good. So a couple more here. Good, well done. Bring that leg all the way back down here. And then we return to this forearm position. And we keep that bend in the knees here. Heels in line with the sit bones. And then we lift up, extending the arm overhead and this leg away from the body. And then without letting the head fall down, we squeeze in and extend. Squeeze in and extend. Good, so you're kind of crunching into the core here. And then of course, your option, if you wish to make this more challenging, is to take the bottom leg up. So you're in full side plank. Good, these are tough. Good. We're going to take 2 more. And lower those hips down. And then your last exercise is this little balancing trick that I always like to do. So in your side lying again, squeeze those ankles together, knees together, inner thighs. Take this arm up, interlink the thumbs, hold on to the hands, whatever works. Lift those legs away. And then lift the shoulders. Now this is my less stable side. So you need to have a little check. See whether you are rolling back onto that bum. So gap between the waist and the mat. Holding that strong side lying position here. And if you're wiggling around like I am, that's not a bad thing. It just means the muscles are constantly stabilizing. Keep it here nice and strong. Don't hold your breath. This is what happens when the risk of doing isometric exercise, people start to hold the breath. So keep breathing. Make it a real conscious effort. Oh, lift that shoulder, it's coming down. Good, and relax it down. So come up here, and then we just take a little bit of a stretch. So send the legs out to the side. Now, if this isn't comfortable, cross them over. And we're just going to lean into the way that the legs are facing here. Stretching into those obliques. Come all the way over. And back up. All the way over. Good. Nice little core stretch here, and then bring the legs round to the other side. Same again. Or maintain that cross-legged position. And up we come, leaning in. And then all the way out. And in. One more here. And that is your core, side lying core work done. Very good, well done, good effort. I hope you enjoyed it.